Today I hope to go through the setup of the KOSO RX2 Plus GP style meter. Happy New Year, people! 2021 is here. Let's hope it's better than 2020. What a rotten year. After I installed this, I pulled up notes I made for installing the same gauge in my RZ500. The two units are the exact same model, but they're many years apart. The RZ500 instructions weren't making any sense at all on this one. I did resort to looking at the directions for this one. Indeed, the functionality for setting the settings is different on this one. To get started on this, you need to press select and adjust at the same time for about 3 seconds. There you go. You got A1. This is your first setting. When we have A1 flashing, I'll press select once. Now we have mile per hour. You can adjust it to kilometers or back to mile per hour. Push select. We have Fahrenheit. You can change that to centigrade. Press it again. Now we're back to Fahrenheit. And A1 is flashing again. Press adjust and we're on A2. A2 is a speed warning setting. I have it set for 100. You can adjust it to 200. I don't think I need to worry about that on this bike. Or 0, 100. I guess I could set it for 110, 120, whatever, 111. I'm just going to leave it at 100 for now. Press adjust again. Now we're on A3. A3 is the red shift light RPM setting, or F off. That's pretty good. That's the flashing light. You can turn the flashing light on and off. It's not telling me to F off, or you. I press select once. It's on 8,000 right now. So I'm going to leave it at 8,000 RPM for my shift light warning for now while I break this thing in. 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep pressing select. Again, this can be cycled to on and off to have that light flash. I have it off, so when it hits 8,000 RPMs, it's just going to light up bright. It's not going to flash. Now, hit select again, go back to A3, hit adjust, go to A4, yellow shift light setting. So this is a warning for shift. So the same process here, push select. You can go down here and change it. Same thing up here too. It's telling you to F off right now, but you can F on if you'd like. I'm going to leave this at 6,000. I'm just pushing select. Now I'm back to A4. Let me hit adjust one more time and we go to A5. A5 is the water temperature overheat warning. I'm not sure what to set this at on this bike. I set it to 220 F. I'm going to leave it there, but same thing, you push select. You can go adjust these by pushing the adjust button. I'll just cycle through. Now we're back to A5, hit adjust to go to A6. Oil temperature overheat warning. I won't be using that on this bike, but the same process for all these things. You can push select to go up there and change your oil temperature overheat warning. I'm going to A7 by pushing adjust. I don't really know what this even is. They call it target speed timer, target distance timer setting. Maybe it's used for doing track days or racing. I'm not sure, but I'm not using it. Okay, this is an important one to get your speedometer set right. Air circumference and sensor points. How many magnets you're using. The range is 300 to 2,500 millimeters. I measured the circumference of my front tire out in the front yard. I rolled it one full rotation. Oh, I waited too long and now it's gone back. That's okay. But I had rolled my front wheel one full rotation and marked on the concrete with a piece of blue tape. I measured the distance with a tape measure and the result was 71 3/8 inch or 1813 millimeters. So let's get back there to A8. As soon as I came out here, the lawnmower guy across the street started up his two-stroke whatever thing. But I've just aligned that rubber valve stem up with the expansion joint in the cement. And I'm just going to roll along the driveway for one revolution and then measure that off. There we go. No, I didn't look to see where I started, so we're going to go backwards one revolution. Here, Ruby, you're on my blue tape. You're ruining my blue tape. Look out, pup. 71 3/8 inches. I did go ahead and set this thing for 1813 as a starting point for this. However, I remembered the next day that I'm using a, what is this thing called? A speedometer cable adapter. Speed sensor adapter. I can't remember what it's called. I'll take a picture and video it in just a moment. Here is the speed sensor adapter screwed in to where the speedometer cable screws into the hub on the front wheel. I just ran this cable up along there and it plugs into this guy right here. This bypasses the use of the magnets and using that magnetic sensor pickup device. These are the parts that are bypassed or not used when using that adapter. You would use one of those two brackets and the magnets are in there. This is the setup I have on my RZ500 using the magnetic sensor pickup. And this, of course, uses magnets, which have a polarity, and they have to be put in properly or the system won't work. I called KOSO back and the guy explained to me that when you're using that sensor and not using the magnets, to go ahead and set the setting up here to 714. So I did that. I hope it works. I haven't ridden the bike, and to use the 6P 6 sensor setting, which I've done. But again, these can be adjusted. Go back to 6. So I won't know if this works properly until I take this thing out for a ride, which is a little ways off. This is the RPM input signal setting. I have it set, if I go to select for 2 cylinders, select again, and low ACT is what I need because I have the wire, the sensor wire for the tachometer going to the hot side of the coil. I have run this thing and it works fine. So this is the setting you would want for your RZ350. Other bikes, I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. But that will, there's only 2 settings up there, low and high. And low works in my case. A10 is a fuel gauge, is not used on this bike. Clock setting, I've set the clock twice, 2 or 3 times. I've also set the calendar on the next one on A12. and it keeps resetting. I think I need a hot wire going up here or something. I may have to call KOSO. Actually, I'd probably look at the directions or the diagram they gave. A13 is backlight brightness and color setting. So right now it's set to orange. I can't change it. Well, I could change it here actually. Use your high beam, high-low switch on your high beam to change that when the thing is running. If I adjust this, you'll see the brightness go down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the various colors. What is that? Yellow, green, blue. A14 internal odometer display. It's zeroed out, and of course I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not sure what that's for. Maybe if you put this on a bike that has some miles on it already, 10,000 or whatever, maybe you could change this to 10,000. And then A15 is just the external odometer, so this is what's going to show up on the odometer when I ride it. So of course I have it adjusted to 0 right now. There we go. It's running through its self-test.